Hello, friends. How are you? It's Sunday Fun Day here on my Twitch channel. Welcome to Top 3 at 3. My name is Ruel Gaviola, and I am thrilled to be hosting Top 3 at 3 today because we have a very special guest. First, I'm going to throw up a couple of things here. I need to do some tech stuff, so please hold on for just a second. Yeah. There it is. There's my little thing there and my little logo. And then today we are going to be joined by Our Family Plays Games. You may have seen them recently on Good Morning America. It's such a cool story. They're a family that plays games together, obviously, by the name of their channel. I've got to know Mick and Starla through a couple of the different board game groups on Facebook and other social media places. So been able to connect with them through there, but it's mainly through their channel, which if you haven't seen it, please go to YouTube. Our Family Plays Games. They run a fantastic, very welcoming channel. My wife and I are big fans, and what they do is they're just very just casual playing games, talking about all the games they love, talking a lot about the games that I love too, which is so cool. I love connecting with what they're doing online, and oh boy, I'm excited. I want to shout out first of all Amanda Panda. She's Panda Angel in the chat. She's our moderator today, so please keep it PG-13, and she won't have to bust out the band hammer on y'all. Excuse me. But let me give you a quick background first. So Our Family Plays Games. They are the Fitch family. They love to play board games. What makes their family different is that they're an African-American family who loves to play games with each other and other board gamers. In this hobby, their family is a rarity, and they want to become the norm. So they invite you to join them on this journey, which they started approximately 4 years ago. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let me bring on Mick and Starla Fitch. Hi.
Hello. Hello.
How are you, Mick?
Doing good.
Yeah, welcome. Happy Sunday Fun Day to you.
Happy Sunday.
How are you guys doing today?
Doing good. Doing good.
All right, great. Thank you again for joining me. I really appreciate you taking the time off on Sunday to hang out and talk about games. So thank you so much. I talked about how in the intro here, how we talked about how things as an African-American family, you're not the norm, right? In this hobby, but talk about how you started getting into the hobby. What was the first game you got into, and did you play games as kids? How this all happen?
Well, we've been playing games our entire lives.
Yeah.
I mean, just like everybody else, we grew up with the old classics, the Monopolies and the Sorries and Scrabble. And then when we had our son, we found games for him because we knew how much fun we had. So we wanted to share games with him. And we were just like, there's got to be something else because we're giving him the same games we played 30 plus years ago, and why is it that they don't have anything new? So after we taught him how to play, Connect Four and all that, Mick started looking for stuff online to try to find.
I had to go search.
I
had to go search.
Something new out there. And then Mick, you pick it up there.
Well, one thing. Now, when I was growing up, I played D&D in middle school and high school and played some games here and there. So I learned how to be a teammate and have fun and not be so competitive. Now, my beautiful wife here that I love so much, she comes from a family, her father played poker, her family played spades and dominoes. So she don't have no co-op in her life. And she wants to hurt everybody. So that's one thing there. So that's it. Now on the other end, and I say that because I want to frame what happened. Now I went out to try to find a game. I found Forbidden Island. I said, ooh, that's a cool one. Everybody works together to get off an island. I said, that'll work. So I brought that home because it's a little bit cheaper than, Catan. And I saw Catan too. And I said, let me bring Forbidden Island home. So I brought it home. And I started to say, well, what do you do with this game? I say, well, you work together. No. I'm like, what? No.
It didn't go quite like that. Yes, it did. You put it on the table. It's like, I don't like this because I don't like other people trying to control what I do or whatever. So I like being able to control my own game, my own hand. And that's how it is when you play cards. So when you play dominoes, then when you play spades, you have a partner, but you and your partner can talk, and you guys figure out how you're going to strategize to beat the other team.
Yep.
So, but that's the only co-op I do.
So I took the Island away, and then brought Catan. And she said, "What do you do, Mick?" I said, "Well, you're on your own to build up you build up your little civilization, and you also have to negotiate with players." She said, "Oh, I love that. Oh yeah, let's do it."
Oh yeah, yeah.
She said, "Yes, you have to compete with each other and get points." She said, "Okay, we can do that.
Yeah.
We can do that."
It was
Nice.
wow. It was wow to me because it was so different from anything we had played before. You're not going around a track. You're not just going to collect money just because you go around a track. You actually have to work. You have to figure out a strategy to make things work. And it was just like mind blowing, and we loved it. And we introduced Grant to it. And we've been doing this now
for 7 years.
About 7 years.
7 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
About 7 years. But we started our channel this year. Our YouTube.
She didn't
channel.
update our Facebook, right?
Yeah,
she didn't update our
Okay, got it. Yeah.
I did it the other day. But we started our channel this year, but we've been doing Our Family Plays Games for a couple of years.
Yeah.
We just had a Facebook page, and we would share everything that we did on Facebook, but now we share it on YouTube.
Nice. And so how did what was the whole thing that propelled you to start a YouTube channel? I mean, you're playing games, you got your Facebook, social media and everything. How do you go from that to actually doing a YouTube channel?
Well, if you see our Beyond Monopoly, it tells you right there, because we just sit there and we do that every day. We just talk to each other. Now, the only thing I ask you, because all our videos is like we're inviting you into our home. Now, what I ask you to do when you come in the house, take off your shoes now, because Starla don't like no shoes in the house. So take off your shoes.
Just sit down and get comfortable.
Get comfortable.
But to answer the question, what really got us into it is that we wanted to see change in the hobby, because we were going to cons. When we were in Houston, we would go to cons, and then when we got here to Omaha, we started going to cons, and we walk into the room, and there's nobody there that looks like us.
And then we get those looks, like
people look at you all strange,
Mm-hmm.
So it's like since nobody's out here, we got on YouTube trying to find other families and families of color who were doing this, and we couldn't find it. So it's like we're going to do it. And I have to be honest with you, and I've told this story before. This is my background. I have a degree in this. So being in front of a camera is nothing new to me. That's new to Mick.
It's new to me.
It's new to Mick. It's new to me. Because I have a degree in media communication. So that's what I do. I've done radio. I've done television. But I love it. I was like, let's just go on. When people, if they can see us and they can hear what we have to say, we can influence people to get into the hobby. And it has been working. We're getting so much love from people saying, "Hey, we're so happy to see you out there. We're going to go get some games." So that's what we want to do. We want to bring more people into the hobby,
and especially families of color. Because we all play, and we want everybody on the table, and not only just family of color, but everybody, LGBTQ plus, everybody. We want everybody sitting at that table having a good time.
Yeah, we do.
Everybody.
Agreed. Yes, agreed. We have a comment here from Wasteless Liz. Thank you for joining us. Your videos do feel like being invited into the house. And that's, again, my family, Michelle and I and Lauren, when we watch, it's this whole, you do have a very welcoming vibe to your, and it really is like just sitting down, let's just talk about games, and here's what we think about, go from here, and
that's what we do. Just take off your shoes now, because Granny come in the house, and she nowhere near the door of the house or anything. We just walk in. Take off your shoes. Oh, Lord.
The one rule of the house. That's right.
We don't even see her.
Steve Games, they just released, they just did a Kickstarter for their game Chai. They say, so true. Everyone should be welcome at the games table.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%.
And we love that game.
We love
that game. Thank you.
Same here. Yes. Thank you, Steve Games. Yes. So good. So good. Now, what about your son? So how does, how did he, obviously he took to the modern games that you're bringing to the house, and was he interested in doing video stuff? Because he is your video magician, as I like to call him.
Yes, he is.
So was he into that before?
Well, he's into computers.
Yes.
So he's a computer nerd. So he's always gone to school, to specific magnet program schools in Houston for computers and engineering and that kind of thing. So it was just a normal thing. He's already done his own RPG games on the computer. So for him to man the, camera and then do the uploads and add all the stuff to the videos, that was just a natural thing for him.
Yeah, because see, we thought, we were going to do podcasts or something, because I don't know how to do no video, and Starla don't either. We don't know.
That's not true.
What? No, you don't. Come on now.
That's not true.
What he does? Come on now.
Oh
See, we didn't know what we were going to do, but then all of a sudden, Grant was doing like Smash Brother videos and putting together music and stuff. And I said, wait a minute, Starla, look what this boy doing. And we said, can you do videos? He said, yeah. I'm like,
yeah, he had already been doing his own videos.
And then he said, well, I got two YouTube channels. I said, 2?
Yeah, he knows his stuff much more than I do. So
yeah. That's funny. So it's so cool. Like, not only is the board gaming a family hobby, but it's also the content creation that's become a family thing as well, which is great.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I got a comment from Book of Nerds. That's my friend John. Agreed. It's absolutely intimidating to walk into a meetup and not see anyone that looks like you.
Yeah,
and we all know that feeling as people of color. You know, I'm Filipino American, and when I go to most of the meetups I go to, I'm most likely going to be the only Filipino there, which is fine. It is what it is. But you know, eventually, representation does matter. So I think it matters that we are here out and doing our thing, and say there's going to be some kid out there watching, like, that person looks like me. Mick and Starla look like me. So
and that's why that's why I was so glad to see you on Geek and Sundry. You know, you and DB Walters, I think his name.
Yes, DB's. He's.
Yeah, just to see you guys on Geek and Sundry made me feel good. I said, Lord, look, people of color on there.
Thank you. Yeah.
At least you knew how to play the games. That's what's so good about it. You were a game player.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I do know how to play games. I don't know if I actually know how to win at them, but I do know how to play.
Don't matter. You're representing.
Thank you, Mick. Thank you. So you go from bringing modern board games to home. You're doing the content creation, and all of a sudden you're on Good Morning America. Like, can you talk about that? I mean, that's mind blowing, right? I mean,
now the thing is that Starla had to go into the job for a little while because she's still at home mostly, but she had to go into the job for a little while. I can't go into my job because I can't. But she called me and she said, Mick. She said, are you sitting down? I said, oh, Lord, what happened? What happened? Did something blow up? What happened? You got COVID? What happened? And she said, Mick, just sit down. I said, okay, I'm sitting down. She said, we got an email. I said, an email? She said, yeah. I said, from who? She said, GMA. I said, GMA who? What's GMA? She said, Good Morning America. I said, oh, my Lord. And see, for the next 10 minutes, I don't know what happened because I lost my 10 minutes after that. After she said that, I lost 10 minutes of my life. I don't know what happened.
The crazy thing is, our YouTube channel had been shared. Rodney Smith from Watch It Played, and then we're also on the Dice Tower. And people have been sharing our channel, and our numbers have been going up. Since March. I mean, we've gone up. I don't know how fast, but it just went up so fast.
Yeah.
And they saw us somehow. And decided to email us and say, hey, would you like to do a show? We're like, yes. Yes. And then that's how it all went down.
And then they just kept talking to us for the last, I think 2 weeks or so.
It took 2 weeks.
And they got everything together, and we've been talking to them. And the last thing I know is when we were on and we heard all the control room and they were talking and stuff. And we heard that just stand by. Yeah. We knew we were on.
Yeah.
We were on. Yeah.
So they just remotely, set you up, and next thing you know, you're talking to Michael Strahan. I'm like,
talking to Michael Strahan,
right?
He lucky I didn't just fall over the world.
Amazing.
Yeah.
We have a couple of comments here. You deserve the numbers going up. I'm definitely one of those. Thank you, Sore Winner.
Thank
We also have Board Game Geek TV. So happy they are here. Yes. So yes, we are hanging out, folks, as part of Virtual Gaming Con put together by Board Game Geek and also Dice Tower. So thank you, everybody, for joining us today. That is Lincoln. Yes, our buddy Lincoln. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. So what do you have any plans as far as what's going on next with your channel? Or are you just going to continue putting out the great content that you're doing?
Well, we're going to keep putting out content. And we've got a new spot on the Dice Tower.
Yeah, we're going to be doing more on the Dice Tower.
We're going to be doing more on the Dice Tower.
You'll be hearing about that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
More.
Yeah.
Yes,
we're
that's
going to keep inviting folk in the house and just talking about games, I mean, we just like talking about games.
We just want to be the norm and not the exception.
Yeah.
We want to be able to walk into a room, and even if there are not people there that look like us, the people that are there said, oh, okay, it's just more people playing games.
Yeah.
Not why you hear kind of looks. We just want to be, oh, okay, they love games too. And that's what we want.
Because it was always, it's always sad, my wife says, before we go to a con, get some games. Make sure you take some games because people might not want to play with us. And that happens a lot.
It's happened to us where we went and he didn't take any games. Oh, we'll play some games. And we got there, and they didn't have a really good library. And then people that were playing had people they were waiting for to play with.
And wasn't very welcoming.
And so in those kind of situations, we just go home. But he started taking games. So if we go to a con and we don't find someone to play with, we'll just find a spot and we'll just play while we're there. We've already paid to be there.
Yeah.
So we might as well.
And we can play some games now. I will play a game now.
Yeah, so we might as well enjoy it.
Now I'm gonna lose probably, but I don't play a game though.
Oh, I know the feeling. I know.
Yeah.
I got a comment here from Board Game Mirage. They do a great podcast here from LA. I want Starla to make a video called "Why Co-ops Are Boring." For Thank you, Board Game Mirage. Yeah. That's awesome. That's
they're not boring. She doesn't want to work with nobody. She wants to beat you.
Yes.
That's it. She wants to beat you. She wants to destroy your corporation. Or destroy the money that you have and just move on. That's it. That's it. That's it.
So funny. Well, thank you, Mick and Starla, for sharing your journey in a board game. Really appreciate you taking the time. This has been great. All the viewers, thank you for hanging out. But we're not done yet. We got another half of the show. We're not done yet. We're going to get into, let's talk about some games, right? We're going to do like Our Family Plays Games. They talk about games. We're going to talk about games here. We're talking about our top 3 worker placement games. And I was thrilled when you guys picked this category because I love worker placement games. I'm a huge fan. And before we came on air, I was talking to you guys beforehand saying, you know what, if I could make a list of at least 10, 15, maybe even 20 top worker placement games. So this was tough for me to narrow it down. But we did narrow it down to our top 3. I'll start. I have a couple of honorable mentions that I'm going to bring out. So, folks, again, for viewers who just joined us, thank you for hanging out with us. I'm hanging out with Mick and Starla Fitch. They run the Our Family Plays Game YouTube channel, all the socials, along with their son Grant, who is their technological wizard, as I like to call him.
Yeah.
He is. And I'm so grateful for them spending the time with us. And I'm also grateful for you at home for hanging out as well. So we're going to talk about our top 3 worker placement games. My honorable mentions, I've got 2 of them. I've got Mintworks and Lords of Waterdeep. So, Mintworks, this one, have you guys played Mintworks yet?
Yes.
Okay.
They're Nebraska's own, designer.
Nebraska.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
We interviewed with the designer when we went to the Great Plains Gaming Festival. So, yeah, we know them really well.
And awesome.
Rachel is a good, I guess, kind of the head of the company. She's good friends of ours.
It's Justin's wife.
Yeah,
nice.
He's the head.
Nice. Well, I know. Okay, so Mintworks. This is, to me, it's a worker placement game, but it's totally distilled down to just this little mint box, like an Altoid tin.
Yeah, so nice.
And it takes 10 to 15 minutes. It's so cool. I love introducing this to new gamers as, hey, if you want to learn how to play a worker placement game, this one takes 15 minutes. It's super easy to learn, and I really have fun with it. And now that you bring up the Rachel, she is the head of the company, or
I think she is the head.
Well, she's Justin's wife. So the designer's wife. And she handles a lot of the day-to-day business of his company. Yes.
Cool. I just realized that the there's a solo game as well, and one of the solo AIs is named Rachel, and I know. So, and if Justin and Rachel, if you're watching this, I always lose to Rachel and Justin in the solo game. So well done. So that's one of my honorable mentions. And the other one, and I'm going to talk about this just briefly because it may or may not show up later. That's what I'm going to say. My other workplace, Lords of Waterdeep. Lords of Waterdeep. This is a classic worker placement game now. It's set in the Dungeons and Dragons world. I don't know. I think a lot of players, when they start getting a worker placement, Lords of Waterdeep is one of them.
Yeah, it's a classic. It's a classic.
It is.
Right. So I think even if you're not into Dungeons and Dragons, I think the theme is so well done, and the game is so I don't know. I always use this word, but it's so elegant. You're just placing workers, and it's very straightforward. But I'm going to save some of the talk for that in just a minute. So those are my 2 honorable mentions. Mick and Starla, do you have any honorable mentions for worker placement games?
Yes, we do, Starla.
All right.
Our first one is Everdale.
Nice.
And then, second one
and we love Everdale. Yeah. We love the critters. We love, putting together. Now, I really love Everdale because I have more wins in Everdale than Starla. So I'm happy about that.
Nice.
I love Everdale. I love the critters. Love them.
Yes. Yeah, that game looks amazing. When you put it on the table, people look right at that big tree, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, yes, that game, absolutely beautiful."
Yeah.
Though, now I do have a little nitpick with Everdell, and maybe I think it's because I'm starting to get a little older and my eyesight's going a little bit. But the text on the cards, for me, it's a little tough to read from across the table. So like I think it. I'm sorry, I was just gonna say, at my age, I feel like all cards should be like tarot size at least, with extra big font and bold.
Well, we were playing Grand Austria Hotel last night, and Starla was saying the same thing. She said, "I need better glasses because I barely can see this stuff."
Yeah.
I have to wear glasses to read. I don't wear them to drive or anything. But if you see me up with the picture playing the game, I've got glasses on.
Because things are so small,
Yeah. So publishers who are out there, please think of your players who have some vision issues. Use that big text when you can, or big icons. We love those. All right.
Just say we owe. Just say we owe.
Okay, we are old. So that's one of your honorable mentions, Everdell. So what about your second honorable mention?
Keyflower.
Keyflower.
Nice.
We love Keyflower because we just got it not too long ago.
Yeah, a few months ago.
And we were taught that the first time we played it wrong. And Starla said, "I don't want to play this no more." I said, "Hold up, give it a time. Let's try it another time." So a friend of ours named Jordan here in Omaha, he taught it. He taught that to us, and we love it. Using the meeples for everything from bidding to win tiles to utilizing the some of the tiles to get resources and things. We love it. We do love it.
Awesome. I have to admit, I have not played Keyflower yet. This is one of the games. Yeah, it's on my. It's one of those games I've missed it at least half a dozen times at game nights. I've seen it. And it's like, I didn't get into the game, but. Yeah, now that you're talking about it, I was like, oh, this seems like it's really right up my alley. I feel like it's one of those games. Do you feel, is it a family weight game, or is it a heavier or medium weight, or how would you describe it?
Medium weight.
Medium weight, but Grant's played it.
Grant played it,
Okay.
He's a teenager. But
Okay. Cool. Awesome.
I think it'd be cool. Yeah.
All right, great. So
you got to use some of those games to, teach some of these teenagers and kids, like I always say, sneak that education on them.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Even when they're least expecting it, throw it in there. Yeah. Yes. Well said. We have Board Game Geek TV. Keyflower is one of my favorites. Hi from Board Game Geek TV. Thank you for hanging out. Yeah, we have so many people in here. I can't even keep up with the comments. Great picks so far. There's a few great honorable mentions. Thank you guys for joining us. Let's move on. I'm going to move on to my number 3. Let's see this here. Keyflower is so good. The expansions are great too. Have you guys played with the expansions for Keyflower?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Yeah. All right.
We have a bunch of promos though. From Board Game Geek, we have some promos from Board Game Geek out there.
Nice. Yeah. All right. Let's go to my number 3. So I have a game that just recently made it into my top 3, and it's because of my wife, Michelle. She loves this game, and the fact that we can play it together, and it plays well at 2, it made me add it to my list, and I really enjoy it because I love the theme. It is Raiders of the North Sea from our friends at Renegade Games. Raiders of the North Sea. This one is, I love it's simple, where it's like a little standard worker placement where you put a worker and take the action. But what I like about this is you take a worker off the table and that you also perform that action. So it really gets into this whole, like, okay, which order do you want to put put your workers in, which order do you want to take them off? And you're building up resources because, like a good raider, you need to go raid and, loot, and you'll eventually go raid villages with the resources you have, and then you can roll dice and stuff. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy Raiders of the North Sea. And again, I might have left this off the list because Michelle's beaten me way more times than I've beaten her, but I still love the game enough to add it to my list. Have you played Raiders of the North Sea?
No, but we have Architects.
Oh,
and we just received Paladins. Well, no, help me.
Paladins.
Yeah,
Paladins. Yes,
Paladins.
Paladins. Yeah. Though Paladins and Architects absolutely fantastic, and I struggled with this one. Again, I could have had like 10, 15, 20 games, but I went with Raiders only because I love playing it with Michelle, and it's a great 2-player game as well. So that is my number 3 pick. Yes, absolutely have. And I do love Architects and Paladins as well. Architects is good. And Paladins makes my brain hurt, but in a good way. Okay, so that's my number 3. Let's move on to your number 3. Our Family Plays Games, our number 3 worker placement game.
And it's Agricola.
Agricola, the granddaddy of them all.
Yes.
We love it. We love it. Trying to feed those meeples, first of all, trying to feed those meeples. And, the tragedy of trying to, sometimes have to kill your animals, especially my pet pig, Jimmy. I had to kill Jimmy, y'all. I had to kill people. That hurt. That still hurt.
Oh, poor Jimmy.
Putting out those, worker place, and then it's so fast. You gotta feed folk, but that's medieval times. You didn't have no chance to do nothing. So we love the game. We love it.
We love it.
And as gamers know, it's also called Misery Farm. Agricola. I don't think I've ever come across anyone that's named their animal. This is great. I think we should all name our animals in this game.
Now, don't talk about Jimmy now. Don't talk about Jimmy.
Oh, poor Jimmy. Jimmy.
About that.
Yes. Games of Fire comments. Too many people don't appreciate Agricola. I still love it. I'm glad it's on your list. Yes.
Yeah. We love it.
And Panda says, "Poor Jimmy." Rest in peace, Jimmy.
I'm still getting cards for it. I'm still trying to get the different, cards for it. So, we love it.
Yeah.
Now, have you played the Agricola? I think it's a 2-player game called Animals.
All
Creatures. Yeah, how was that version? I've not played that one.
I love that one.
She wins all the time.
The animal meeples are so cute, and I love that one.
It's a cute game, so she loves
the
cute.
Horses and the sheep, and
she loves cute. And she beats me all the time. I don't like it. It's okay. It's okay.
What about for someone just getting into the hobby? Would you recommend that that one over the full Agricola, or would you just?
Yeah, I would definitely do Animals. All Creatures, Big and Small. Yeah, it's easier. Yeah.
Nice. And just with the smaller Ticket to Ride, we just told somebody not too long ago, they said, "Oh, you guys talked about Ticket to Ride." I said, "Well, hold up now, just go get the small one for like 15, 20 minutes. It's real quick, 10 minutes. Get that one first, see if you like that one, then move up to the other ones." So in the case of Agricola, get the little brother, see how you like it, and then move on. Because remember, I keep telling them, you got to feed those meeples, and it ain't no joke.
Yep, that's right. And that's another great point. We're very fortunate now. This hobby is growing, and we have those games that you can get the 15, 20-minute version, like the Ticket to Ride or the Agricola Creatures Big and Small, where like I've been doing the same thing. If anyone's interested in Ticket to Ride, I always say, hey, try Ticket to Ride New York or London. It's a 20-minute, very digestible game. Yes, great point.
Yeah.
Okay, that's number 3. Then we have Agricola, we have Raiders of the North Sea. I'm going to move on to my number 2. This one, I don't know if I don't want to say if it's underrated, but I feel like more players should know it. And it is Targi from Cosmos.
Yeah.
This is a two-player only worker placement. So maybe that's why it doesn't get as much love as I think it does, because it's 2-player only. But oh man, it's so good. It does something really unique. It does something really unique where you place workers on different parts of the grid of cards. You get those actions, but then you do this like thing where they intersect and you get that action there. It's got some set collection too. You're trying to collect the different sets of symbols. But yeah, it's a solid 45-minute to an hour game. And it's not one of those 20-minute games, 30-minute games, but it's thinky, but it doesn't outlast its welcome. It doesn't, it's so good. That's my number 2, Targi. Experiences with or comments on Targi?
Yes, we love Targi. We love it.
Nice.
We have it, and we play it. We play it, and it goes back and forth. We love it, and we're waiting for the expansion.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're waiting on that one. Yeah, it's finally gonna make it here, and I have it on pre-order already.
Nice. Yeah, I got to play. I was very fortunate at Dice Tower West way back in February. It feels like 3-5 years ago. But right. Just back in February, I played with my friend Brian. He did I think a printed play of the expansion, and it's good. It's really good. I'm going to tell you, if you love Targi, you're gonna love the expansion. So yes. That's my number 2, Targi. Let's move on to your number 2, Mick and Starla. What do you have?
Lords of Waterdeep.
Lords of Waterdeep.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, I definitely, want anybody who's just getting to the hobby just to try Lords of Waterdeep. It's fun. All you have to do is just try to, get enough of the little people. Well, we have the blinged out version with the little meeples on there, but if you don't have it, you have the little cubes, and you're just trying to get cubes to, do those little quests. And it's so cool.
You got quests. You gotta fulfill those quests.
And then you can get mean too.
Yeah.
You get mean and put some stuff on them, from the intrigue cards and
mandatory quests.
Woo,
that's right.
In this household, it's all blood. It's all blood.
That's right. There's a question.
Blood is water deep.
Yes. Amanda has a question. Lords of Water, do you like the expansions as well? Do you do the expansions?
That's essential, basically.
Yeah,
I think so too. You're right.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. Where you have that. Agreed. Yeah. That's right. Agreed. Lords of Waterdeep. I actually, my copy that I have, it was a friend of mine's. He was getting rid of it. He was selling it. And I said, no, I'm buying your copy from you before you put on, because I felt like it was too good of a game. And I know he was moving on to other things, but I felt like, hey, we can't let this go out of the family, man. So I bought it from him. Still play it to this day. It's so good. Lords of Waterdeep.
And we do. We play it too. Yeah, we play it too.
Awesome. Thank you. So let's move on. That's our number 2. Thank you, friends, for joining us, hanging out with us, everybody. We're going to do our number 1 worker placement game. I have a number 1 that's been my number 1 for a few years now. I love it. I play it as much as I can. It is Viticulture Essential Edition. And I should preface this by saying that I love it with the Tuscany expansion. Okay. I think Viticulture is rock solid. It's a fantastic, excellent game. But Tuscany takes it to that next level. It's a much deeper experience. But I would play either of them anytime. Viticulture, I have the box here. I was going to show it to everyone. Here it is. Hope I don't land on my head here. Viticulture. This game, it's smooth. It's the mechanics and the theme are married perfectly. You're sending workers out to your vineyard to do things to, you're going to harvest the fields, you're growing grapes, you're making wine, you're fulfilling wine orders. Everything about it is just so locked in, tight, and you have Jamie Stegmaier introduced, I don't know if he was the first one to do this, but he did this thing called a El Grande worker, which is a big worker where even though if you're blocking off spaces, you can take that Grande worker and still do the action. Yeah, which I thought was great because it really opened things up. And oh my gosh, if you haven't played Viticulture, folks out there, please pick up a copy or play it, try it. I think there's an app for it now too, but I'm old school. I love the analog stuff. I love Viticulture. And have you played Viticulture before?
Now you heard the man, right? You heard all that good stuff he said about it, right? You heard the man, right? Okay.
So
you heard him, right? You heard him.
Have it. We have Viticulture.
Okay.
We just got it. Thank you, Jamie Stegmaier,
Jamie Stegmaier
for sending it to us.
Nice.
Tell why.
We played it before. And we did it was a couple of years ago with some other friends. And I didn't like it because it just felt like too much work. It was just so much going on. And so I wouldn't play it. So then when Jamie offered to send it to us, we said, okay. And so we're going to try it again. And we've been looking at it again. And so sometimes, when you get to a game, and I think just maybe I was tired that day, sometimes you got to be in the mood. You got to be, rested and ready to take on those games that are a little more strategic, needs a little more thought process. Because, when I'm tired and I just want to wind down, I want something light. And I think we were tired that day and we went to the friend's house and it was a long day for everybody. And it was just too much work. But I do like the game. That's why I want to try it again. So we do have it in our collection. It's going to hit our table again. And I'm going to be well rested and I'm going to do it.
Yes.
Nice.
She's going to do it.
That, and you bring up something that's, you bring up a great point. If you're not, ready or just not in the mood, certain games, you won't be able to, you won't enjoy them because maybe it might be a little too brain burny or it's just, you're not in the mood for it. Yeah, absolutely agree. 100%. There's times when I don't want to play Viticulture because it might be at the end of a long game night or meetup. By that time it's like I want to play Happy Salmon and that's it. Nothing beyond that. So so that's my number 1.
The game. The game is still awesome. It's just that particular day. I want something right. Yeah.
Just like Clans of Caledonia, right, Starla?
Clans. Too much work.
No, I told you one more try. One more. Okay, we good.
Okay, cool. All right. Oh man. Okay, so that was my number 1, and now our family plays games. Your number 1 worker placement game of all time is drumroll.
Stone Age.
Yes.
Stone Age.
Oh, so good. I got things to say, but first, y'all.
Well, along with the Stinky Cup, We love,
Not
you know, and then also you can sneak some math on those kids. You can sneak the math on them. You know, you can sneak the math, but it's just so much fun to place those meeples and have to explain why that hut is there and why do people come out of that hut. The baby makes a hut, you know, a hut. And, you know, try to have some fun, you know, trying to, you know, get those resources so you can get those huts. It's just fun. And my favorite is the casino cards where you roll the dice and everybody gets something. I love those.
Yes, absolutely. Talk about how you sneak math into the to the kids. How do you do the math thing?
Well, everything you have to is multiplication. So if you're going to get wood and wood is 3 points, you know, you got to multiply to know what that's going to cost you, you know. So it's always a math thing. And then some of the tiles, you got to do 3 different resources times 4. So you got to know what those resources cost so you can, you know, so that's where the math comes in.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
That's why Grant hates it. He's like, oh,
I challenge him, you know, how many points did you get?
I just came home from school. Come on now.
What's 4 times 8? You know, giving you that answer. So
that's great. So Stone Age, it was on my top 5, and I panicked. I put in a different game instead, but Stone Age is a wonderful family game. We still have it. It's back on my shelf here somewhere. Absolutely love it. The Stinky Cup. We were lucky. We didn't get the Stinky Cup edition. Our cup smells like normal. So
we got Stinky Cup.
You got Stinky Cup.
It's leather. It's just a leather cup,
stinky, though.
which I actually appreciate because I know they were trying to go with this whole, you know,
caveman thing.
With you know, because they wouldn't have had plastic back then. So I like the cup. It's not bad.
Agreed. Yeah. It's very thematic, right? The cup. Agreed with that. Also, we call it, when we go to the hut, we call it the Love Shack. And I don't think, now I'm thinking about it, we haven't played with anyone young enough where we had to have the talk about the Love Shack, but that's it there. So
baby making hut.
The baby making, that's right.
Try.
Multiply. Excuse me. Multiply your try. Yeah,
that's right. Yes.
Baby making hut. Baby making hut.
Oh, that's great. There's so many great comments here. Again, thank you, Amanda, for moderating. Thank everyone for hanging out. Just gonna throw a couple up here. Got the Stinky Cup. We got Daryl B. Gaming says making babies. Yes, that's what we do in Stone Age. Yeah. So, friends, thank you so much. I want to thank Mick and Starla. Thank you for hanging out with me today and sharing your top 3 worker placement games, and also, you know, your journey into board gaming, and just for being such a positive. I mean, y'all are role models. You know, you're role models for
thank you so
for everybody, and you inspire me and so many other people. So thank you for what you're doing, and congratulations on all the success and everything. I wish you much continued success going on. Before we get going, how can people reach you on the socials and stuff?
Okay, we're on Facebook at Our Family Plays Games, Instagram, Our Family Plays Games, Twitter at Our_Plays, and of course we're on YouTube at Our Family Plays Games, and we're on the Dice Tower.
And a Dice Tower.
Yes, congratulations. That's awesome. Yes. Got a couple of comments.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You know, and I'm a big fan of yours now. Like I told you, and I want to tell everybody, I'm a big fan of this man.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. We got some comments here. You guys are awesome. Thank you for the stream. Love it. Fun stream. Thank you guys, everybody. I will throw this up here before we get going. Follow Our Play Games. Starla just talked about it. Our Family Plays Games. You guys know how to use the Google. Use the Google, find them there. Google it. And on behalf of Mick and Starla, friends, thank you for joining us. This has been Top 3 at 3. My name is Ruel Gaviola. I do Top 3 at 3 every couple of days on my Twitch channel. I also do Tabletop Tonight with my family. We play a different board game at 7:30 p.m. Pacific here on the Twitch channel. Every weeknight, we play different games. We got a bunch of different ones coming up we're excited about. Thank you to Amanda for doing the moderation in the chat. Thank you, Amanda. Appreciate it. And everybody in chat at Virtual Gaming Con, thank you. Until next time, we'll see you later. Have a great day. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye.
And